Kia ora and welcome along to Thursday's national forecast from us here at Met Service. Taking a look at the satellite picture, it really gives a nice idea of what's happening across New Zealand. It's a fairly static pattern as we go through the rest of today and also through into Friday as well. To the north, we've got an area of low pressure and that brings some cloudier skies and some wetter weather in towards Northland. To the south, we've got some fronts pushing closer towards the likes of Stewart Island and south, and between the two, a ridge of high pressure keeps us fairly settled and dry for the majority of New Zealand as we go through the rest of today, for Thursday, also through the night time and on into Friday as well. You can see this ridge of pressure builds across those central parts of the country. And for many of us, it keeps us dry and fairly clear and fairly settled as well. Now, through the night time, we'll find a bit of patchy mist and fog reforming through parts of the Bear Plenty into Waikato. But for many of us, it's a dry night, and temperature-wise, it's not too bad either. So we are going to find still fairly mild as we go through in towards the night time as well. So you can see through the night, no great changes. In the far north, we've got that low pressure, and that's going to bring more cloud and wet weather towards north, and particularly towards those more eastern sides. So places like Russell and Whangarei will see just generally a bit of a cloudy and wet day. But for the night time as a whole, most spots will stay dry, and temperatures across the North Island generally in double figures as well. Down in the far south, we'll find temperatures still down to around about 5 degrees Celsius, but compared to some of those cooler nights we saw earlier in the week, it's not too bad. As we head on in towards Friday, well, as I was saying, that ridge of pressure stays pretty close across the central parts of New Zealand. To the north, though, we have got that more active system just slowly spinning away in the far northern and western parts of the country. You can see it doesn't make much headway southwards as we go through the daytime on Friday. In the far south, we've got this weakening feature moving up through Southland and Otago, bringing more cloud and some showers through there. But between the two of them, across the majority of New Zealand, things are set to stay fine and dry. You can see we've got that early morning mist and fog through parts of the North Island. And you can see up in the far north, we've got more cloud and we've got those showers or spells of rain pushing in on those northeasterly winds. So those areas exposed to the north and east are going to catch the bulk of those. So places like Dargaville, not looking too bad as we go through the day. Down in the south, I think we've got plenty of clear sky across Waitomo, Taranaki, across in towards Manawatu, and even down in towards Wairarapa as well. As we head through the afternoon, we'll find a touch more cloud pushing back towards, say, Horowhenua and in towards the Kapiti Coast, but generally it's dry and it's clear. Hawke's Bay anniversary on Friday looks to be a good day for you. We will find a bit more cloud building back in towards the ranges as we head in the afternoon, but generally a fine, dry and settled looking story. But do keep an eye on that feature towards the north. If you're up in Northland, it is looking like a bit of a cloudy day with that rain just on and off through the daytime, places like Whangarei. In terms of our temperatures, still very mild across the North Island. Top temperatures around about 22 degrees Celsius there for the likes of, say, Auckland. But we are going to find some of the warmer temperatures out on this eastern coast, 24s and 25s for the likes of, say, Hawke's Bay and Gisborne. A great looking anniversary day for you in Hawke's Bay. For the South Island, well, again, there's still plenty of dry weather and clear sky as we head through the daytime. You can see we've got more cloud through Fiordland and down in the far south. And as this front moves northwards, we'll find some of these weaker features pushing up in towards Southland and Otago, bringing more cloud and some showers as we head through the daytime. And towards the end of the day, into the evening, we'll find that cloud creeping northwards in towards Canterbury, bringing a few spots of rain towards those southern parts as well. But no great totals. And I think with the majority of the country beneath that high pressure, the story for many of us on Friday is one of dry weather. Now, it's a long weekend this weekend, so we are looking at a pretty decent few days to come across a few of us. We are going to keep hold of that low pressure in the north, though. You can see it slowly moves across those northern parts, brings a touch more cloud in towards Tairafti as we head into the end of the day on Saturday. But it's an improving story for places like Auckland, which will start off pretty cloudy, perhaps with a few showers, but we should find things are improving for Tamaki Makaurau as we go through the afternoon. For Saturday afternoon, we'll find the best of the brightness down that western coast, more cloud being pushed in on towards the eastern side and a few spots of rain in through parts of, say, Canterbury. Not huge amounts, but again, a touch more cloud on the east. For Sunday, well, it's a similar sort of story. We'll keep hold of that easterly feed. So places like Wanganui and across in towards that western side of the North Island, looking like a pretty decent day throughout. More cloud out east, but generally, I think most of the totals of rainfall will be on the low side, but pushing up against the hills. And as we head through towards that extra day of the long weekend on Monday, if you're lucky enough to have it off, we should be left with that high pressure building across across the majority of the country. That cloud even breaking up quite nicely on the eastern side, leave behind generally a dry and clear day across much of the country. The next feature waiting to come back towards us as we head in towards next week, but throughout the long weekend we should find some sunshine for all of us, perhaps not all the time, but there will be some good spots. So don't forget to check the latest forecast on the Met Service app to get the best out of your long weekend. And that's it from me. There's more at metservice.com.